This is Rapid Fire TV, and I'm going to show you the Sony FDR-X3000 Action Camera. I decided not to buy the live view remote and use the app on my phone instead. There are 4 parts to this video, so feel free to skip ahead. So here's the unboxing. There's not much included, but you do get a waterproof case that's good for nearly 200 feet underwater. You do get a standard tripod mount, which is really nice. And there's your power button, the record button, menu button, and up and down arrows. You also get a Sony attachment buckle. It also has a USB micro cable, but no wall adapter. It comes with a battery, but you may want to pick up a spare or two. And lastly, you get an instruction manual and a 1-year warranty. Part 2 will be set up your camera. Press the release button and take out the part of the cover. Pull out your camera. Press the release button and open up the battery cover. And there's a barcode to connect your phone to your Wi-Fi signal on your camera. Insert the battery. Sony says to use a computer to charge your battery, but it takes a really long time. So what you should do is find a wall adapter that has a maximum amperage of 1.5 amps. With the wall adapter, it'll take half the amount of time to charge your battery. So go and charge your camera. It should illuminate yellow, which means it's charging. And the light turns off when it's fully charged. Next, you can install your memory card. Power on your camera and set the date and time. You can record without a smartphone, but I recommend downloading the Play Memories app from the App Store. It makes navigating and changing settings much easier, and you get live view preview. The record button is also the select confirm button if you're in the menu. So if you change a setting, make sure you press the menu button to clear it. So here are my recommended settings. On the left, if you're just a basic consumer, or if you're in a hurry, you want to use those settings. And on the right, if you're professional and want the best image quality, I recommend use these. On to part 3, which is video test. I have an older GoPro. I want to see how it compares to the new Sony. Can you guess which one is a GoPro? To make it more fair for the older GoPro, I decided to use Pro Tune, and I used the Vivid setting on the Sony. As you can see, the GoPro actually looks better. But this is because I use the Vivid setting on the Sony. This footage is handheld, so you can definitely see how the image stabilizer works really well for the Sony. And the GoPro is much more shaky. This time I decided to put the Sony in the neutral setting, and I put the GoPro also in the Pro Tune setting. The Sony has more neutral colors, and looks more natural. As I zoom in, you can see a bit of a sharpness difference between the Sony and the GoPro. The image stabilizer on the Sony probably helps to make a sharper image as well. The Sony has 3 different field of view settings just like the GoPro. This is a wide, and that's a medium, and that's a narrow. And here's the image stabilizer test. Sony calls it steady shot. This is off. And on the right, you can see the image stabilizer on. It makes a big difference. In this next test, I put the camera on a tripod and just changed the color setting. The first one shows neutral. And this is a vivid setting. So if you're in a hurry, just pick the vivid setting. But if you want the best image quality, pick the neutral and color grade it. And our last test is a slow motion test. This is 240 frames per second. and this is 120 frames per second at 1080p. And then here's 60 frames per second, also 1080p. And here's regular speed at 30 frames per second. And here's a comparison between the two. So here's a comparison between the three cameras. The Sony really is a great camera. It has great image quality and it has a standard tripod mount. And the best thing I think is the optical image stabilizer. As far as the worst part of it, I would say limited field of view options for slow motion. So which camera should you pick? If budget is important, then I'd go with the GoPro Hero 3 Plus or 4 Black. If you need the best image quality, then I go with the Sony. If you like GoPros and have a lot of accessories already, then I get the newest GoPro Hero 5 Black. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe.